Hey there, Andrew Jobling, the accidental author. I am, as always, excited to be sitting here with a very, very excited new author all the way from Calgary in Canada, Mr. Jerry Reynolds. Hello, Jerry.
Hello, Andrew. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So, Jerry, hold up and tell us about your book.
Yeah, this is my first book. I can say my dream come true. So, I've been wanting to write for a long time. Basically, I didn't have that confidence to write anything. I can write anything, but I'm not confident enough to show them to anyone. But luckily, I found Andrew to give that confidence to me.
Yeah.
So that's how it happens. This is the first book, and I hope to write more. Actually, I feel a lot better now.
Yeah, good. So, Jerry, tell us a bit about the book. Tell us about what it's about. Why did you decide to write it? What do you hope to do with it?
The funny thing is, I had so many ideas to write books, so I was not actually fixed on anything. Like each day, I have something. Okay, I should write about this or write about that. Then, and I did start writing some time back when I was in Qatar. I used to write like when I was doing my night shift and all. I used to just write, but then nothing seems to be so like I would think, oh, who would want to read this stuff? So just left that. But once I came to Canada, and I think I saw your one word at a time. That's how I think we met.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, that's a good idea. Andrew Jobling is trying to teach something to write. But even that didn't help. Like, though you send those like assignments, I tried to write something, but it gets stuck up in between. Then then you told, okay, we'll meet directly and talk. And then that's how I thought. The idea suddenly came because I knew that you wrote about your mother first, right? So then I suddenly had an idea, okay, why shouldn't I write about my father? He had quite an extraordinary life. So I thought maybe, and I knew most of what stuff he went through. He used to talk a lot when we were quite young. So, and it was all there in my memory. So I thought, okay, I should be able to pick that up and write that. That should be at least give a good story. At least I know what's happening. So I would able to write that. Only problem was I don't know whether it will be a good read or something. But still, you just encourage me, okay, write whatever you want, write daily. And of course, there's always some blockage in between. Sometimes you get tired, not tired regularly, you get lazy sometimes. Sometimes you just don't like to write something. Then even though I think I finished first time and showed it to you, said, oh, it looks more like there's no emotion. That's why I remember still said there is no emotions in that. Whatever you wrote, there should be a little more emotion. So then you said, can you add some more extra things? But I thought, why adding something to the old one won't be good. I thought I'll rewrite again. So I started again in the same story in a different manner. And I thought this time I got a little more better in expressing myself, I think.
Yeah, wonderful. Jerry, that's so good. I mean, thank you for sharing all that, because it's, and you're being really vulnerable and raw, because I think a lot of people have doubt about A, whether they can write, B, when anyone's going to read it.
Yeah.
Is it going to be any good? And that stops so many people. And what I love about you, Jerry, is you kept going. And, even though, you didn't believe in yourself, and then you started the online program and that didn't really work. And then we started chatting, and, I love that you just kept going, and now you're holding that book in your hands. And really that's the secret, isn't it? Just keep going, which is wonderful. So well done. So this is a story about your dad. Now, is it a non-fiction, or have you written it in a fictional manner? How have you written the book?
So actually, I couldn't write in a non-fictional manner because there are a lot of people connected to him who are still there. I don't know. I know the story from his point of view, right? I don't know the other's point exactly. So I don't want to say like this is what, this is this, this is like this from my point of view, and later on someone coming up and are arguing that that's not the right one. There's another angle to it or something like that.
Yeah.
So I thought better I'll go through the story, but in a fictionalized way, so that no one gets hurt. And even then, one, two, or three people called me and said, "This is not right." I said,
Did they really? That's
yeah,
funny, isn't it? Well, how can it not be right? It's fiction. I mean, it's fiction. You've made it up, so they can't.
yeah,
That's the thing. You
no,
can't
no,
argue with fiction.
yeah,
So
because they know my father well. So when they started reading, they said, "Now I know each one of, though you give different names, I know who is that." So this is not what I said. This is what not I meant. I said that was one of my cousin. I said I didn't really want to hurt anyone. It's just a fictionalized version. There might be variations. I know that. I accept that one.
yeah,
It's
you don't
just
want to let
that
truth get in the way of a good story, right?
I know. I said it's okay. And now it's okay. You should have asked me earlier before you write. I said, how can I go? I don't even remember who are to check with before I write something.
Absolutely. I think you've done a wonderful job. So, what was it about your dad's story that was so intriguing for you?
Because initially, like my father's father came from a really good family. They did have like quite a wealthy family in our area. And we just his father, my grandfather, he was a little odd one out. He was like a big drunkard. He used to just enjoy everything life without having any responsibility. So by the time my father was in around age 10 or something, he had already sold off all his properties. Like most of them, he used to gamble, he used to drink, he used to womanize. There are a lot of stuff about him. We can't say a lot of stuff about him now, actually. But the thing is, all other his brothers are really good. They are still in good thing. Only he went down. And by the time my father started going to school, he didn't have anything. And they were just confined to a small plot of land and not even much to eat. So he has to really struggle to. So he had his, he can see his cousins living in well off, and he wanted to come up too, right? So he really, at last, he had to run away from home so that, and he didn't have a really good relationship with his father also. So then he finally ran away, found his own, had a lot of difficulties on the way, but at last he could find a good job, then come back as working in a proper way. And from that he could able to pick, pick life up now. So he was able to like, by the time we were all there, he was having quite a good life. And he was able to give us good education, and we didn't have any, what can you say, we didn't, whatever we wanted, he was able to give us. I mean, even within his means, whatever it was. So I think that was a great thing coming from a like very low, maybe negative uh, image to coming up and going up, learning to speak English, writing English. He did so many things. I would know that even when I was in the college and all, he still used to come and like he needs to send reports. He will ask me to, I'll say that in our language was Malayalam. He will say that I will translate him to English. He will go through it. He knows exactly what to do, but he's still not so confident about it. So
Yeah.
it's like that. I just like the fighting spirit in him, which brought him up to that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. What a wonderful example he was for you.
Yeah.
That, and I mean, all his you said his cousins were all really well off, but they inherited money, right?
Yeah, they are all
And
inheritors.
he had to work from nothing and build himself up and support his family and create a great life. And I think that's really, really inspiring. So it sounds like a wonderful book,
Yeah.
Jerry, it's going to be a fabulous book to read. I'm sure lots of people want to get their hand on it because there's something about true, books that are based on real life. Fictions are great; you can make it up, but when it's based on real life, this is how someone lived and what they had to go through, and that's really wonderful. Good one. So it's come out at an interesting time, hasn't it? We're right as we're talking. We're right in the middle of COVID-19, so. Makes the book launch a little bit challenging, doesn't it? Although you could have a Zoom book launch maybe, but so what do you want? What's the plan now, Jerry, with your book? What do you want to do with it?
Oh, actually, it's available in Amazon, but I am not done any. I mean, I really don't know much about marketing or anything. But so I'm just waiting.
We'll talk about that, Jerry. We'll talk more about marketing. Don't worry.
Yeah,
the fact you've done it is wonderful, and I think the fact that you talk about your father with such love and such pride and such admiration, I think is wonderful, and I think I know that'll flow through, and I know it has flown through in your writing. And I know that's what will inspire lots of people to want to get out there and buy a book. And I mean, even for you, obviously English is not your first language, and for you to write a book in English, is that in itself is a challenge. How did you find that? What were some of the challenges you had trying to write the book in English but get all that feeling and emotion into it? How did you find that?
Though I know I can write something, but I don't know whether if this is the right way to put that out, right? Sometimes my expression, what I write may not be the right one. So sometimes I have doubts, so I have to rewrite again and try to do. When I write and go through it, I feel like though I wrote it, that's what I meant exactly. So I have to go back and try to find in a proper word for that one. The thing is, we have a story, but the way to express it takes some time, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Jerry, it's wonderful, and I'm really proud of you and what you've done. It's incredible. Now, people that want to buy your book, you said it was available on Amazon. Is that the only place it's available at the moment?
Yeah, it's all available in Amazon.
Yep. Do you want to hold it up again? Hold the book up again for us, and just
It's called Kochu Daveed and his Goliaths. So Kochu Daveed means it's little David in our language. Just that is the way he was fighting through and coming up.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, it looks great, Jerry. Well done. That's fabulous. So I know once you start marketing it and people start reading it, they're going to really, really enjoy it. So congratulations on your book.
Thank you very much.
And congratulations, and look forward to hearing about how it goes.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
And you are a great help, Andrew. I know without you, I would not have done this anyhow. Because alone, I mean, I know everyone who they ask, I always tell, you should have some mentor with you, because I don't think you can do anything alone. Actually.
Yeah.
There should be someone who can actually guide you.
Well, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And again, congratulations.
Thank you very much.